Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing all of my current favorites. These are technically my July favorites, but I've been using some of these longer than just during the month of July. I've been using some of these for several months, but I have mostly makeup favorites and then a couple of non-makeup items. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so let's start off with the only skincare item that I have to talk about. This is the Thayers Hydrating Milky Toner. I actually heard about this from Shelby Ann on TikTok. You may have heard of her, but she does have a super viral makeup routine, and I haven't tried her exact makeup routine yet, but I did pick up this product because of her, and I was pleasantly surprised because it's very, very lightweight, but very hydrating, not too dewy on my skin, so it also doesn't make me super greasy throughout the day. This toner just leaves my skin feeling balanced. It's just a great option for anyone that wants something lightweight but hydrating and that preps your skin really nicely for makeup or just your morning skincare routine. When I first heard about this, I wasn't sure that I was gonna try it because I just assumed that this one had witch hazel in it because Thayers is known for a lot of their witch hazel products. But this one doesn't. I'm a little bit sensitive to witch hazel, so that's why I steered clear from this, but luckily it doesn't have it, so I haven't experienced any sort of irritation from this product. So this one has snow mushroom, hyaluronic acid, it's fragrance free, and it's recommended for normal to dry skin. It almost looks like a very, very thin serum. It does have that milky toner look to it, and surprisingly, even though this one does have hyaluronic acid, I haven't noticed any issues from it. A lot of products that do have that, my skin doesn't end up liking, so I don't know what's so different about this one, but my skin seems to love this, so I'm just gonna keep using it. I got this one at Ulta for around $12, and I'm pretty sure I also used a coupon, so it was even cheaper than that. But with this one, you get 12 fluid ounces, which is a lot of product. And then the only other non-makeup item that I have is the AOA Studio Paw Paw Wonder Blender. These are probably the best makeup sponges that I've ever tried. I used to really like the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, and I still like it, but it's not a favorite anymore, especially after trying these sponges. And I also used to like the ones from Real Techniques, but I feel like they changed along the way. They're just not the same as they used to be, especially when I first tried them. I feel like they rip very, very easily and they just don't last for me. But these I think are great. They're extremely soft. Probably the softest makeup sponges that I've ever tried. They kind of have a memory foam type of texture, and you do get 6 sponges for $10, so very affordable in my opinion. But I wanted to show you a dry sponge that I haven't used yet, and then this one that I did use for my makeup today. They do expand quite a bit when you add water to them, but very, very soft, and I just love the way they blend out my makeup, so really happy that I finally tried these. These are latex free, by the way, so if you do have any sort of sensitivity or allergy to latex, then you can definitely use these. All right, so now let's get into all of my current makeup favorites. Starting with this primer, this is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This has become one of my favorite primers because it's mattifying, smoothing, and it just leaves the perfect canvas for makeup. This one works with a lot of different foundations as well. It never pills on me, and it just has a really thin and liquidy texture. So really been loving this one, and it's pretty much the only primer that I've been wanting to reach for. I do have a couple of other ones that I've been rotating through, but this is the one that I always want to use. Next up, I have my current favorite foundation combo, and I love both of these separately, but there's something about mixing them that gives me the perfect amount of coverage, a really pretty natural finish, and it's super long lasting. So these two have been my go-tos lately. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade 440 and the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum in 2 to 3 Light. I think I started mixing these because the tinted serum was a little bit too light for me. So I ended up mixing in the Fresh Wear Foundation because it is a little bit deeper. But I wore this combo on my last day in Helen, Georgia, and I wore my makeup for over 14 hours. It didn't break up in any areas, and it also didn't make me super greasy. I know the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer probably helped, but I also think the foundation combo would have held up without it. I have worn it without this primer and it still holds up really well. So highly recommend that you try this combo. Let me know if you have tried it and if you like it. The Makeup by Mario SoftSculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. This one I have in the shade Light Medium. Because it has that thinner serum consistency, It blends out super quickly and it's also not super pigmented. So I feel like no matter how much product I apply, it always blends out really nicely and it never ends up looking patchy in any areas. It also feels kind of cold or cooling on my skin, but not in like a minty way. It kind of just feels fresh. So especially for summer, I ended up loving that. But this one comes with a doe foot applicator and you also get a pump. I haven't used the pump yet. I just don't really feel the need to. So I really only use the applicator. I have two blush favorites and these two I've actually been using together lately and it's pretty much my go-to blush combo as of late. This one is the Persona Blush Multistick in the shade Teddy and this to me is just my perfect warm toned peachy kind of toasty blush shade. That's like the best way that I can describe it. It has that peachy bronzy undertone to it. So I guess you could consider this one a bronzer type of shade, but very, very creamy and blendable. I would say it has a satin finish, so not completely matte and it's not super dewy either. And I think the reason why it hasn't dried out yet is because it's such a creamy formula. So I have had this one for years, but it's holding up strong and I don't see this one drying out anytime soon. They have updated the packaging, by the way. I think this one is the older packaging, but gorgeous blush. I do love that this one is warm toned, but it's also not too warm toned. And then this one is a glowy powder blush and I love applying this one over top of the Persona one. This is the Kosas Blushes Life Baked Blush in the shade Dreamland. I have talked about this one in I think a few different videos, but I just cannot stop using this glowy blush. It's a little bit bronzy, a little pinky, and it has a really pretty sheen to it. I just love how a glowy powder blush looks over top of a cream one like this. I think the reason why this one works so well over top of the Persona one is because it does have a similar undertone to it. So it is a little bronzy and it has that kind of toasty look to it. So I think these pair so nicely together. So I would say this one has been my most worn blush combo over the past couple of months. Next up, I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder in the shade Soft Pink. I've been a fan of their translucent Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder for years. So I was super excited when they came out with this one because I love a pink powder, but I also don't want it to look super pink on my under eyes. I do prefer something more subtle and this one is definitely a subtle pink, but it's also a little bit brightening, so it gives me that bit of brightness with a soft pink hue. I do wish they would have come out with a deeper pink as well for deeper skin tones because I think right now they only have the soft pink shade, which I think is going to work for fair to medium skin tones, but it is definitely going to be way too brightening for anyone with a deeper skin tone. So hopefully they do release a deeper pink shade in the future, but super nice powder. And I really like this one for my under eyes. And I also set my T-zone with it because it does have that light pink tint to it. I don't use it all over my face, but I love how smoothing and mattifying this one is, but it's also not drying on me. It's also super affordable as well. I believe I got this one for $6 to $7. I have a couple of eye product favorites, and this one is actually an eyeshadow palette. This is the Colourpop Going Coconuts eyeshadow palette, which I've had for years, but for some reason, till this year, I started using it consistently. I would say this one is a neutral leaning cool tone palette. So not completely cool toned because you do get a bit of neutral in there, but it definitely leans cool toned. But I just love the mattes in here especially. I do like the shimmers, but I would say the mattes are my favorite from this palette. I usually start off with the shade Coolada, and this one is definitely the most cool tone shade in the palette. That one I usually start with in the crease. I also love this more rosy matte mid-tone shade. This one is called Shell Yeah. And then as far as the shimmers go, you do get 3 in here. I would say this taupier one is my favorite. This one is called De Coco. It's definitely more of a cool toned shimmery metallic shade. Super sparkly and pretty. And this middle one is also really pretty as well. It's a little bit pinky. My least favorite one, I would say, is this one, which is called Palm Reader. it's just really flaky, so I do use it on my inner corners sometimes, but it's pretty crumbly, so I don't love the texture of this one. And even though it does look like a really light, almost icy shade, it ends up looking more like a light gold. So not my favorite, but I really like all the other shades in here. I think this color story is perfect for every day, so I have been using it for mainly everyday looks, but I can do a more glam look as well. So very, very pretty palette. I have had this one for I don't even know how many years, but it seems to be working fine. And then this single shadow from Urban Decay. This is the Moondust eyeshadow in the shade Space Cowboy. This one has been a lot of people's favorite for years. And I can definitely see why it's such a popular eyeshadow, because it's super sparkly and it's more of a scattered fine glitter look. And I love pairing this one with the Going Coconuts palette. I did apply some of the matte shades in here first, and then I tapped on some of the Urban Decay Moondust shadow on my lids, and it's a super easy look, very quick as well, but I love how sparkly this one is. And the base is a warm champagne, so not super pigmented. It comes off more like a sheer iridescent glitter type of shade, but I love how this one looks on my lids. And I also like applying this one over top of other metallic shades, so I like using it as a topper, not just on its own. And then finally, I have a couple of lip products. So these two I've been wearing together a lot lately. And even though it's not a super long wearing lip combo, I really like how it looks. It feels really comfortable and it's nice and hydrating. But this is the Merit Signature Lip Sheer Lip Liner in the shade Bespoke. And I cannot get enough of this lip liner. This has a sheer shiny finish, so that's definitely the reason why it's not a long wearing lip liner. But I really don't mind because I just love how this one leans cool toned, even though it is a pinky brown shade. So I'm actually gonna reapply this because I have had it on for, I would say, a couple of hours now. And I did eat, I drank some water, so it's mostly gone now, but I do have a little bit left. But I'm just gonna reapply that. It's super, super silky and buildable, I would say. It's not super pigmented right off the bat, but it's really nice and hydrating. And even if my lips are super chapped, it doesn't look unflattering. I do like to fill in my lips a little bit with this. I love this shade. I do want to pick up another one in the future, maybe during the next Sephora sale, but very pretty formula, very creamy, and definitely sheer, but buildable. And then I've been loving topping this with the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil with the Glimmer finish, and this is in the shade Candy Coated. This is a sheer pinky shade with purple and blue glitter in it. I love the different flecks of glitter in there. There's something about pairing it over top of that lip liner that makes such a pretty lip combo, so I'm gonna reapply that as well. I love the original Glow Reviver lip oils, but I also love the Glimmer finish. And I would say the shade Candy Coated is my favorite, but this has been my go-to lip combo lately, and especially for every day. All right, guys, so that is it for my current favorites. Those are all the products that I've found myself reaching for over and over again over the past few months. Let me know what some of your current favorites are, and if you have any recommendations, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. But I hope you have a good one, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.